नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Yes. So in our last session we started with the introduction of Bhagavad Gita. So anyone would like to summarize what we heard in last session? Last session में हमने क्या सीखा या क्या सुना? कोई summarize कोई बताना चाहेगा, शेयर करना चाहेगा? हरे कृष्णा. Yes, somebody would like to share. Anything, any point, whatever you remember, आप शेयर कीजिए. All right, so I'll share, but please keep making some notes so that every time you can recollect it. And remember one thing, we'll be having test also. Okay. So in last session, in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita, we understood how this Bhagavad Gita should be understood. What is the essence of this Bhagavad Gita, and how one should understand this Bhagavad Gita, how one should approach this Bhagavad Gita. And one of the key of this Bhagavad Gita is understanding with devotion. When we surrender to Krishna with devotion, we can understand Bhagavad Gita very easily. With that surrender mode, when we understand this Bhagavad Gita or try to understand this Bhagavad Gita, we'll be able to understand this toto, what Krishna wanted to give. Otherwise, there were a lot of versions of Bhagavad Gita are available. But all those commentaries are not carrying the spirit of Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna wanted to give. The essence है जो spirit है, they are not carrying those spirit. Right? So all that we understood. Now, there was some portion that was left over last time. First of all, we'll cover that portion, and after that, we'll cover these 5 topics or subject matters of Bhagavad Gita. So I'll share my screen. Is available to you. Yeah. So from here, we have to continue. What is Bhagavad Gita? Prabhupada share here. The purpose of Bhagavad Gita is delivered to mankind from the nuisance of material existence. Bhagavad Gita का जो purpose है, the purpose of that Bhagavad Gita is what? Is to deliver human race or mankind from the existence, this material existence. And what is this material existence actually? This material existence is Dukhalyam. Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, Dukhalyam Ashashvatam. This is full of dukha. Just like Vidyalaya, you get Vidya knowledge. Devalaya, it's a place of worship. You will get the darshan of the Lord. Similarly, Dukhalaya, what you will get? Dukha. So the material existence, Krishna is telling, is full of dukha. So to get out or to deliver ourselves is the purpose of this Bhagavad Gita. Right? Let us continue here. Actually, we are not meant to be threatened by non-existence. Our existence is eternal, but somehow or other we are put into asat. Asat refers to that which does not exist. So here Prabhupada is telling that what is this non-existence. We have been threatened by non-existence. What is this non-existence? क्या है ये non-existence? Non-existence is this world is temporary, whereas we are eternal, we are permanent, and we have been kept here. हम यहाँ पे bind हो गए. We have been bind here. We are eternal, but this material world is temporary. ये जो भौतिक संसार है, material existence है, this is temporary, and we are eternal. So just imagine this, what kind of incompatible situation it is. Just like you put a CDMA SIM into GSM mobile, it is incompatible situation. Mobile will not work. Same way, we have been put into this asat, this existence which is temporary. So this is explained here as non-existence. Our existence is eternal, whereas this material world is non-existent, which is temporary. But we have put into this asat. Asat means which is not true. We have put into such situation. So it's a very threatening situation, बहुत ही भयानक, bewildering situation है. So one should immediately come out of this situation. Next, Prabhupada is mentioning here, unless one is awakened to this position of questioning his suffering, unless he realizes that he does not want suffering but rather wants to make a solution to all sufferings, then one is not to be considered a perfect human being. Humanity begins when this sort of inquiry is awakened in one's mind. In the Brahma Sutra, this inquiry is called Brahma Jignasa. So, very interesting point here, Prabhupada has mentioned. We are suffering now and then, we are suffering. Each one of us is suffering in different ways. Somebody is suffering in materially, somebody is suffering by bodily, somebody is suffering mentally, somebody is suffering socially. Relationships are not going well. Friends, family are not, having good in terms. Our mind is not keeping well. We are disturbed somehow or other. Some anxiety, some depression. Our body is not itself is not, is doing well. कुछ problem है, कभी diabetes है, कभी BP low है. This, that, so many problems are there. And suppose all those things are there, but natural calamity is there. Anytime we are going, some kind of, suppose earthquake is there, tsunami is there, or we may met some accident. All these sufferings are there. Some way or other, we are going through some sufferings. And it is mentioned here, unless he realizes that he does not want suffering, unless we realize, oh, I don't want suffering, but why all these sufferings are coming to me? क्यों ये sufferings मेरे ऊपर आ रहा है? I don't want. Somebody wants suffering. कोई जाता है. Somebody goes to temple and pray, give me some suffering. I want to suffer. Give me some, bad this thing. I want to suffer. I want to be sad. No, none of us want this thing. But still, all these things come upon us. So spirituality begins from this Brahma Jignasa, when we inquire about these sufferings, why these sufferings are imposed on me, मेरे ऊपर ये sufferings क्यों लाद दी गए हैं. When we make such inquiry, Brahma Jignasa, we have got this Jivan life, and the first and foremost symptom of life is to inquire. Jivasya tattva jignasa. Shastras explain. Jivasya tattva jignasa. Jivasya means you have got life. You are living being. Now you should make tattva jignasa, means inquiry about the truth. What is truth? Everything is around me is temporary. Then what is truth? You should inquire. You should make about Brahma Jignasa. What is the absolute truth? Who am I? All these things help us in starting. That is the first step of spirituality. Now we'll move forward. Now Prabhupada is especially mentioning Lord Krishna descends specifically to re-establish the purpose of life when man forgets that purpose. Krishna especially is appearing to give the purpose of life, to re-establish that purpose of life when man forgets that purpose. हम लोग भूल जाते हैं, we forget that purpose, human being. So Krishna especially comes to revive this. What is the purpose of existence? For an example, a person, he goes to catch a train. Suppose I'm sitting in Vrindavan. I goes to catch a train for Mumbai. I go to Mathura station. I go there. Suddenly on the station while going, I got a call, important call. aa gaya. I am attending that call. And on the station, somebody met me also. I am talking to him. And some vendor came. कोई vendor आ जाता है. He is selling something. I took interest and I started buying or eating that thing. And among all these things, my train is missed. My train is missed. For that purpose, which I went to Mathura station, my train is gone. मैं इन सब चीजों में बिजी हो गया. What kind of things? Some nonsense things, just like eating some samosa, this, that. For that purpose, I traveled to station. स्टेशन उस पर्पस के लिए गए थे, समोसा खाने के लिए. स्टेशन किसी से बात करने के लिए, कॉल करने के लिए गए थे? नो. I went for what purpose? To catch a train. And that train only I missed. वही ट्रेन मेरा छूट गया. But suppose somebody comes and calls me, oh, come, you have to catch a train. So what he is doing, he is reviving, he is reminding me. So you have to catch a train. So for that purpose, same purpose, Krishna comes to establish this real purpose of life. For that purpose, Krishna gives this Bhagavad Gita. Now Prabhupada is sharing, being an associate of Lord Krishna, Arjuna was above all ignorance, but Arjuna was put into ignorance on the battlefield of Kurukshetra just to question Lord Krishna about the problem of life, so that Lord could explain them for the benefit of future generations of human beings and chalk out the plan of life. So Krishna, Arjuna is associates of Krishna. So Krishna has, by his Shakti, by his Yoga Maya, he has put Arjuna in ignorance. Even though Arjuna is the best of the Kshatriya, he is above all ignorance. But Krishna put into ignorance so that Arjuna, this Lord Krishna, can give the message of Bhagavad Gita to the entire human race. Once there was in one Gurukula, there was some disciple, Shishya. They were about to graduate. It's like we graduate from college. They were about to graduate, means come out of the Gurukula and start their life, rest the life. So this, as a tradition, as a custom, these 3-4 disciples, they asked their spiritual master, what we can offer you in Dakshina? Because without Dakshina, that knowledge or whatever they have received is of no value. So that's why they humbly approached and asked, what we can offer you in Dakshina? Please tell us. So this person, who is a spiritual master, he tells, no, I don't want anything. I don't need anything. I have everything sufficiently. One of the quality of Brahmana is always satisfied. So, but these disciples, they insisted, please tell us how we can serve you, what we can give to you, what we can offer you. So this spiritual master, he says, okay, do one thing, go to this nearby forest, get some dry leaves, give me some dry leaves. And remember one thing, don't collect those dry leaves विच आर ऑफ नो यूज, किसी के काम का नहीं है, ऐसी ड्राई लीफ मत लाना, वो ड्राई लीफ लाना जो कि अनयूज्ड है, nobody has used or it is of no purpose for anyone, किसी के लिए काम के लिए नहीं है, ऐसी ड्राई लीव्स लाना. So they said okay, oh so simple it is. So they goes to forest, they saw one pile of leaf, एक पूरा pile देखा. So as soon as they approached, one old lady, she told, please don't take these leaves, ये leaf मत लो, I make donas leaf cup out of this and that is the source of my livelihood. मेरा जैविका, मेरा जो जीवन शैली है, वो इसी से जो है चलता है. प्लीज डोंट टेक इट. They said okay. They move forward. When they approached, they saw some leaves were lying down, and one person, he was sweeping away all these leaves. So they approached and asked, can we take a leaf? This person told, please don't take these leaves. These leaves I use as a fuel because I am a kumara, the person who make that pots. Please don't take these leaves. I have to dry all these mud pots and everything. So please don't take. They said, okay, no worries. We'll move forward. All these 3-4 disciples, they move forward. They saw one leaf was lying on a ground. So immediately they went and they were about to pick that leaf. Immediately one sparrow comes and takes away that leaf. And they saw that sparrow is using this leaf to make a nest. अपना घोंसला बनाने के लिए चिड़िया वो लीफ उठा के ले जाती. Then they were little disappointed. What is this entire forest? We are not getting leaf. It means something my spiritual master, our spiritual master, want to teach us. So they thought, okay, let us go back and ask and approach our spiritual master. He can only reveal us. So they were going back and they reached to the near to that ashram. They saw one pond. In that pond, they saw one leaf, dry leaf. They immediately got excited. Oh, finally we got a leaf. And somehow or other they went inside the water, and as soon as they tried to pick that leaf, they saw there is one ant is sitting on that leaf. And that ant is safeguard, defending herself or himself from that water and crossing that one shore to another. So they thought this leaf also is used by somebody. So they approached their spiritual master and accepted. We could not find a leaf which was of no use for anyone. So they tell the spiritual master, we want your forgiveness for this. So their spiritual master, he says, remember one thing. There is even this insignificant leaf, dry leaf, not even fresh leaf, dry leaf is of use for anyone or everyone. Somehow or other it is useful. So what do you feel? This human life is so rare. It has a very high purpose. So this you should not forget. This spiritual master, Guru, is telling to his disciples. So always remember, this human life is very rare and is of use for something. So don't waste it. So like that he teaches this to his spiritual master. Now we'll move forward. So there are 5 topics or subject matters that has been explained in Bhagavad Gita in detail. What are those subject matters? Ishvara, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Jiva. Then comes Kala, Prakriti, and Karma. These are the 5 topics around which Bhagavad Gita revolves. What are those? Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma. out of these 5 topics, कर्मा is temporary. जो कर्मा है वो टेम्परेरी है. Rest all things are eternal. Prakriti is the energy of the Lord. Ishvara is Ishvara himself. Kala is, again, we'll understand about Kala. What is Kala? What is time? And we'll understand about Jiva. First, let us start from Karma. What is Karma? Which is temporary. So after this creation was happened, this universe was formed, all the rules and regulation, everything came into the existence. This jivas, living entities, under those rules, regulation, and whimsically they started performing activity. Because soul, we are the soul, spirit soul, we are not this body, right? We are the spirit soul. And spirit soul, one of the symptom of spirit soul is always active. So whenever it is active, means it's always active, means something or other thing it will be doing always. So it will be performing actions, right? So that is what living entities started performing the karma or action. Now I want to understand from you, what do you understand or what you comes to your mind when you hear term karma. जब कर्मा आप सुनते हैं या उसके बारे में कुछ भी, क्या आपके दिमाग में आता है? What you understand? Please share.
Our actions.
Yes, actions. Yes, what else?
Our deeds.
Okay. Keep sharing. Activities of past life. Okay. What else? What else comes to our mind? Karma. When we hear about karma. Anyone else? कोई और शेयर करना चाहेगा? कर्मा and this rebirth, our actions and reactions, and this is one of the highly misunderstood topic also. So I want all of you to share thoughts, tasks that we do for Krishna. Okay, please share. All of you can unmute yourself and share, not an issue. आप unmute कर सकते हैं अपने आप को, share कर सकते हैं. Yes. Our action has a reaction. Okay. Activities we are doing both positive and negative. Okay. So like that, lot of things are there, and I would like to take the point which is very deeply misunderstood among the people in general. People, they say about the karma. Karma means our Bhagavad Gita primarily says karma, dharma or duty is always referred almost same. And one of the thing people say is work is worship. Isn't it? How many of you say work is not worship? कौन कौन इस बात को बोलता है वर्क इज नॉट वर्शिप और वर्क इज वर्शिप? Who would like to say work is worship?
Oh, I would like to say work is worship.
Okay. Others? Okay. Yes, others? Work is worship if results are offered to Krishna. Okay. Some other point, some other one. Nobody is feeling work is worship. Huh?
Work is worship of the God.
Okay, work is worship of the God. Work is worship if we work for only Lord Krishna. Okay. किसी और को नहीं लगता वर्क इज वर्शिप? Okay, so I'll take it forward. How this work is worship came. Even many people they say, Krishna says work is worship. तुम्हारा जो कर्म है वही धर्म है. कर्म की पूजा करो. कर्म ही सर्वश्रेष्ठ पूजा है. जो मेरा ड्यूटी है, that is my worship. I should do that first. So this people take it from Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is saying, whenever we meet some people, no, they say, oh, we are engaged in so much work. बहुत सारे काम में busy हैं. We don't have time. We are doing, our work is worship. I believe in that. So really Krishna is saying that? Krishna is never ever mentioned this in Bhagavad Gita. So how this came? Who promoted this? So basically this came during late 19th century or early 20th century when industrialization was starting or taking boom or taking shape, especially in European countries. So this Christian Protestant, they told people, you are going and praying to Jesus for bread. Basically, that was the prayers in the Christianity. They offer their prayers. Oh Lord, please bless us with our daily bread. So these Christian Protestants, they told, why you have to go to Lord for asking for bread? You come and work, you will get bread. No need to go to and disturb Lord for these small things. You work, no. Work is real worship. What you are praying in church, what worship you are doing in church, you work, that is real worship, you will get the bread. And various influentials, big leaders supported this. Martin Luther King, he supported work is worship. Mahatma Gandhi, he supported. Satya Sai Baba, he supported. Lot of people around the world supported this statement known as work is worship. If work is worship, then the terrorist who is working even more than us is also worshipping. He's also doing worship, no? He's also doing for the sake of Allah. He says, he may tell, I am also worshipping. My work is also worship. Terrorist will say, कि मेरा काम खराब है नहीं. He will not say. He will never say. Terrorist कभी नहीं बोलेगा. Rapist, he will also not say, no, my work is very valuable. What I am doing is getting pleasure and that is the worship. Even terrorists, they say, our work is worship. What is that is worship? क्या वो रियली में पूजा है? कर्म ही धर्म है? Can we say that he is also working? So what is work? What is that karma that Krishna is talking about in Bhagavad Gita? Let us understand. This is the one of the most misunderstood topic. We say work is worship, but what work? Any work? Even work of killing people is worship? No. Work which is sanctioned by the Lord or work which is for the Lord is worshipable. First is work which is sanctioned by the Lord or the work which is for the Lord. या तो भगवान के लिए कोई कार्य या भगवान के द्वारा जो सैंक्शन किया गया है वो कार्य ही वर्शिप है. That kind of work Krishna is talking about. And especially Krishna is talking about work which is timeless, which is not bound with the time. Just like our work is bound by the time. In my childhood, I was doing some work, playing with something, some work I was doing. Now I am doing some other work. In my childhood, that work was worship. If that was work was worship, why I am not doing now? अब क्यों नहीं कर रहा वो same कार्य है? If that work was worship, or the work I was doing 5 years back, is that was worshipable? If that was worshipable, why that work I am not doing now? Why this work is changing? Why it is so? Because Krishna, the work he is telling about in Bhagavad Gita is timeless, is never ever influenced by the time. Just like sugar, chini. What is the dharma? The karma of this sugar is to give sweetness. Sugar क्या है? हमेशा sweetness देगी. If sugar gives salt, sour, खट्टा हो गया या salty हो गया, will call it sugar? No. In spite of all the circumstances, the sugar will always give sweetness. That is the dharma of the sweet. And when we make some dish, that is the karma. The sugar is acting. Suppose you are making some gulab jamun. Same sugar is used. Gajar ka halwa, same sugar is used. Right? It is not like in gajar ka halwa it is giving sourness. Khatta ho gaya wahan pe. In gulab jamun it has become a sweet. In some other dish it is a salty. No, sugar will always remain sweet. So same way Krishna is talking about the work or karma or duty which is out of the influence of time. Time se bound nahi hai. Now I would like to ask, why somebody is born a poor or somebody has born a rich? Poor person, that child has nothing to eat. This rich person has born with a silver or golden spoon in his mouth. Somebody has born as ugly, very ugly. Somebody is very beautiful. Somebody is very dumb. Somebody is very intelligent. Why it is so? In some cases, these are very normal cases, but in some cases, some child is born as a handicapped. He is born as a blind, not able to see. Or as soon as he take birth, he is killed by somebody. Why it is so? ऐसा क्यों होता है? Somebody would like to share past karma. Okay, some other.
Sir, I think even they being born like this is it's the God's will. It is a purpose that why he has made them like that.
But God, he says in Bhagavad Gita, Samoham Sarva Bhutanam. I am equal to everyone. Why
Yeah,
he
it doesn't make a difference for him, no. Whether I am blind or I am beautiful or I am ugly, God के लिए तो कोई difference नहीं है ना. Everything is for him is equal. So as you said the story of dry leaf, even a dry leaf has its purpose, right? So again, as a person, he has got his own purpose. Who are we to go and analyze that?
Correct. But why me only? God has chosen somebody else, no?
By me is like we are separating us from God, maybe. That's why we are asking this question.
Means that person is near to God, I am far away from God, is it?
No, everybody is near to God, but we separate ourselves from God.
We separate ourselves.
asking. Yeah, I feel that every person, blind or handicapped or God, every life on the earth is made for a purpose by him, and all the karma what we do is also, again, he is the one who plays it. So this is my humble this actually.
Yeah, means I'm understanding this thing. So why it happens? It's very important. You have shared very nice thing. So why it happens? Scriptures explain. Just now, this child has born. What he has done? He has done nothing. He has done nothing. Why Lord has chosen him? So that answer Krishna gives. What he says? He says, Karmana deva netrena jantur deho papakte स्त्रियः प्रविष्ट उद्रम पुंसो रेता karnashaya. Karnashaya means particle. Reta means semen. Let us understand what Krishna is telling here. Under the supervision of Supreme Lord, Karmanya Deva Netrena, supervision. Deva Netra means under the supervision of the Supreme Lord, according to the result of his action or work, the living entity is made to enter into the womb of a woman through the particle of a male semen to assume a particular type of body. Here Krishna is telling that jiva, that soul, is made to enter into particular body based on his result of his work. Let me repeat again. Under the supervision of the Supreme Lord and according to the result of his work, the living entity, the soul, is made to enter into the womb of a woman through the particle of a male semen to assume a particular type of body. So, based on our past karma, what we have done, activities we have done in this life, or next life will be decided on that basis. So this karma is so complicated that Krishna is telling in this Bhagavad Gita, this karma is bandhana. Karma binds. You should get free from this karma now. You should come out of this karma. And this creation is like that hospital. Somebody is going to get treatment in the hospital to get cure. So same way this creation has been created so that we can get cure of this karma. We can come out of this karma bandhana. Just like in hospital, you see how patient is get treated under the observation of some doctor, or the medicines he get under the observation or prescription of doctor. Suppose this person patient, he says no, I'll take medicines of my own, whatever I like. This medicine is little bitter, थोड़ा कड़वा है, मेरे को मीठा चाहिए, स्वीट वाला चाहिए, I'll take sweet medicine. I take 10 medicines at a time, or 2 medicines. Why 2 times a day, 1 time a day I'll take. So what will happen? He will get, his condition will get worse. Same way, if we don't take the help of the Shastras for the purpose that Krishna has come, will not get cure. So how to get cure? Brahmaji is explaining. Brahmaji himself is explaining. He is telling, Karmani nidrahati kintu cha bhakti bhajam. Karmani nidrati kintu cha bhakti bhajam govindamadi purusham tam ham bhajami. He's telling, by engaging in devotional service to Govinda, one can burn up the seeds of reaction of our karma. Otherwise, it will bind us. Otherwise, it will bind us. Brahmaji is telling, by bhakti, by devotional service to Govinda, one can burn up the seeds of the reaction, because karma involves action as well as reaction generated out of that. So reaction can be burned by performing devotional service. How this karma is like a seed. Suppose there is
Sir,
a
sorry,
yeah,
sir,
please.
sorry to interrupt. Can you tell the again that under the supervision of Supreme Lord, I want to make a note of it. It was very fast, actually.
Oh, is it? I'll share with
Yeah.
you. Shall I share?
Yes, sir.
I'll text you that proper shloka and its
Yeah.
translation. Okay.
Sir,
Later,
also
shall we
please
test?
mention. Yeah, I'm fine. So whenever you're telling the shloka, please also tell the shloka number also, so that we can make a note and it will be helpful to go and read it again.
Sure, sure. I'll share. This shloka
Thank you.
particularly was from Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll share later on with you this shloka. Not an issue.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes. So by performing this bhakti, we can come out of this. Our seedas, bija can be burnt. Just like a big farm is there, there is a nice ground. Different kinds of seeds has been sown. Some is tomato seed, some is mango seed, some is other seeds, and all the seeds has different time to germinate. Some seed will germinate in a day, some seed will germinate in 10 days, some seed will germinate in 15 days, in a month. Every seed has different time period. Same way, the action we perform, the reaction of that has different time. Some action reaction will come in this life, maybe next moment, next year, 10 years, next life. It depends upon the action. What kind of action we have performed. Based on that, it happens. Gradually, we'll understand more in about this thing in Bhagavad Gita as we progress, because this topic is very vast, very deep, and each topic, 5 topics, can take more than one session to explain. So we'll move forward. How this karma is taken charge? Who take charge of this karma? Just like a court is there, Supreme Court, High Court, District Court, a criminal or a person is taken to the court. Court is equal to everyone, just like Krishna is equal to everyone. Sammoham sarvabhutanam, court is equal to everyone, all the living entities. Court doesn't hold the grudge against one person, right? So same way Krishna is not holding the grudge against some person. So who is taking charge? The police is the in charge of the laws and regulation. If somebody is not following rules and regulation, police will bring that person into the court. Similarly, in this nature, in this existence, in this creation, Prakriti has given this charge. Prakriti, material nature, has been given this charge. And what is this Prakriti? Krishna explains, Prakriti has 8 elements. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Mumir apannala vayu, kham mano buddhir evacha. Bhumi, earth, water, air, fire, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego are the 8 elements of material energy. Earth, water, air, fire, ether. These are gross element. Sthula vastu or element. Whereas mind, intelligence, and false ego is subtle elements. And these 8 elements comprises of material energy. These 8 elements comprise of material energy. So these energy, material energy, is working under the influence of different modes. What are those modes? Satoguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. And these mode binds us just like a puppet. puppet is controlled by the ropes. So similarly, this dead matter, these 8 elements are controlled by these ropes or 3 modes. So let us understand about these 3 modes in detail. I'll share the screen with you. Screen is visible.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
Prabhuji.
So these 3 modes bind us, or these 3 modes act on these 8 elements. Based on that, we act. So how it is, let us understand. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, in 14th chapter, Krishna is saying, Tattvam rajas tama iti guna prakriti sambhava nibbantanti mahabaho dehe dehinam avyayam. Material nature consists of 3 modes. What are those modes? Goodness, passion, and ignorance. When the living entity comes in contact with nature, O mighty armed Arjuna, he becomes conditioned by these modes. Krishna is telling, he becomes conditioned by these 3 modes when it comes in touch with these modes. So let us see how he becomes conditioned. Just like these are different shades of one image. One is in blue, one is in red, one is in yellow, one is in black. All these different shades or color of an image, सारे जो अलग अलग कलर हैं, इन सबको अगर हम कंबाइन करेंगे, so this image CYMK is all basically this color combined together form this image. Similarly, all these 3 gunas, satoguna, rajoguna, tamoguna, are acting upon us so that finally we can act, we can perform action. So based on that, it is happening. So just like in this picture it is happening, same way we also act. Same another photo also, you can see these photos, different photos. If you see, this is pure yellow. This is a combination of red and yellow. Red and yellow is forming this image. So similarly, sometimes Satoguna will combine with Rajoguna and Rajoguna will combine with Tamoguna. Satoguna may combine with Tamoguna. All these millions of combinations are possible. And this blue will combine with red or yellow. It will form like this. When all these combine, this image will looks like a real image. Now, what are these modes? Can we see it? No, we cannot see. But how we can identify? By their presence, by the symptoms. उनके symptoms से हम समझ सकते हैं. So let us see first this mode.
यार अब खाना खाने के लिए किचन जाना पड़ेगा, फिर प्लेट से रोटी तोड़नी पड़ेगी, मुंह तक लानी पड़ेंगी, चबानी भी पड़ेगी। ये सोचे खाओ ही मत, फिर अगर खा ली तो पोटी जाना पड़ेगा, पैंट उतारो, पोटी करो, धो। नहीं 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 नहीं, मेरे को नहीं खानी।
खाना है नहीं खाना?
यार मम्मी को रिप्लाई करने में बहुत आलस आ रहा है, रिप्लाई नहीं करता। भाई साहब आलस के चक्कर में ना मैंने ऑटोमेटिक गाड़ी ली, चलानी खुद पड़ रही है। कुछ तरीका है ये कोई सलीका है क्या? अबे यार मैंने पजामा डाला हुआ है यार, तू चला जाना मार्केट, मेरे नाम पर जिम चला जा यार, मैंने जीन्स डाली हुई है, चला जा। गो भाई सुसु करने जा रहा है, मेरे नाम को कराना, देख मेरा हाथ ऐसे है। भाई यार ये वीमेट पे एक चैलेंज चल रहा है, प्राइड ऑफ पंजाब 7 से 22 अप्रैल, तो उस पे वीडियो डालने पे ना अमेजिंग प्राइसेस मिल रहे हैं, तो डाल देना मेरे ग्राफ में, मेरे बालों में तेल लगा हुआ है।
तू डाल दे रहा, तू कुछ काम थोड़ी कर रहा है, मैं काम कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पे।
तेल लगा हुआ था। साला तो तूने मुझे पानी दिया है, मैं तुझे क्यों दूं? भाई नहीं दूंगा।
So any guesses which mode it can be? सत्वगुणा, रजोगुणा, तमोगुणा, कौन सा मोड है?
Tamoguna. Ignorance. Tamoguna.
Exactly. Let us see. Tamoguna. So what Krishna says about tamoguna? Aprakasho pravrittischa pramado moha evacha tamasi etani jayanti vivardhe guru nandana. Pramado, moha, illusion. It will be ignorance, illusion. When there is an increase in the mode of ignorance, O son of Guru, darkness, inertia, madness, and illusion are manifested. What is darkness? Darkness is when we don't know about our spiritual existence. We don't have knowledge. We are not interested in knowledge, getting knowledge which is going to help us. None of such knowledge we are interested in. Inertia. Inertia means there is no motivation to work or perform any tasks, especially to make spiritual inquiries. There is no inertia. There is no push for that matter. Madness. Always will be mad, having anxiety for the things, various things. Illusion. Will get illusion very easily. How? Like this. Just like this camel. Camel is eating thorns. And when camel eats the thorns, it pierces his tongue and blood comes out. And when that blood comes out of his tongue, he enjoys that taste. Taste of thorns he is enjoying. What is happening? He is getting illusion. He is thinking I am enjoying, whereas it is a suffering. This tamoguna, even though we may think it is an enjoyment, it is a suffering. One suffers. He doesn't have a push for inquiries. Further, what Krishna says, Agyanam tamasa phalam. Action performed in the mode of ignorance result in foolishness. These actions will result in foolishness. And what are the symptoms? Always will be tired, influenced by others' opinion. What others are saying, will be always thinking about that only. Procrastination. कल करेंगे, शाम को करेंगे. No man, no, I don't want to do. नहीं होगा मेरे से. All these things, even though I can do, I will always say no. No gratitude. There is no attitude of expressing gratitude. Engages in useless activity, always wasting time, lethargic, doesn't have drive, can't discriminate in association. What kind of sangha association he is in? Good people, bad people, he cannot discriminate. For him, everyone is same, and he is living like some animal. Fooding tamoguna, yata yamaha gata rasam, hoti prayushyitam cha yat, uchishtam api samedhyam bhojanam tamasabhyam. Food that is tasteless, decomposed, and putrid, and food consisting of untouchable things is dear to those in the mode of darkness. Those who are in tamoguna, tamasa, priyam means what is the food dear to them? Which is stale, सड़ गया है, decompose हो गया है. Some people like that food, especially if you go to some countries, China, they like all such food. Or food consists of untouchable things. What are untouchable things? Stool, meat, flesh, all these are untouchable. And whoever eats or desire to eat or enjoys or is very dear, that food is in tamoguna. Or that food invokes tamoguna in our mind, in our body. So tamoguna lifestyle is what? It begins in night, full of glamour. That kind of life somebody like is that we understand as tamoguna. Now, what Krishna says, what is the destination for these people? Krishna says, Jaghanaya gunavrattistha adho gachanti tamasaha. Those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish world. These people go to the hellish planetaries. Further, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Tatha pralanis tasmi mudha yonishu jayate. When one dies in the mode of ignorance, he takes birth in animal kingdom. Based on in karma, he take birth in, first he will go to hellish planet, then he'll take birth in animal kingdom, then he will make progress in his life. Now next is Rajoguna. We'll understand what Krishna says about Rajoguna. Rajoguna, Lobha Pravritti Arambha Karmanam Shma Svaraha Rajasi Etani Jayante Vridhe Bharatarshaba. O Arjuna, chief of the Bharatas, when there is an increase in the mode of passion, the symptoms of great attachment, fruitive activities, intense endeavor, and uncontrollable desire and hankering develops. Just like attachment, how attachment increases. Suppose an example, a child is attached to the castle he made on the beach. He get attached. Fruitive activities. If I'll get this, I'll do this. Intense endeavor to do something. Those things develops. Uncontrollable desire. I'm not able to control some desire. Some desire I get, I want this, I want. I'm not able to control. Such things are the sign of Rajoguna. Like this, if you see, donkey, even though grass is available everywhere, but he is working very hard, doing very intense endeavor to carry the Lord. Now further Krishna says, Rajaso Lobha Evacha. From mode of passion, Tamoguna develops greed. Just like a rat. You put a rat in a cage, and he is running for cheese. Even though that cage is open, he will keep running for that cheese. He will not run away. Even though cage is open. What he wants? Cheese. So that is what? Greed. Even though you keep the cage open, he will not run away. So greed is Rajoguna. What are the symptoms of Rajoguna? This work is worship. The first symptom of Rajoguna. Lamentation. I didn't got this. Day and night I am crying. That lust. Enjoyment. It should be for my enjoyment. Anger. Too many engagements. Can't say no. I'll do it. Proud. All these are symptoms of Rajoguna. What is the food for Rajoguna? Atva amla Avaniti Ushna Tikshna Ruksha Vidhinaha Ahara Rajasa Yeshtha Dukha Shokmaya Pradaha. Food that are too bitter, बहुत कड़वा है, too sour, खट्टा है, salty, hot, pungent, dry, and burning are too dear to those in the modes of passion. Such food cause distress, misery, and disease. What kind of food? Bitter, sour, salty, pungent, hot. All these foods comes under Rajoguna. And By eating such food comes distress, misery, and disease. So they will be working day and night. Such is the passion, mode of passion on Rajoguna. Krishna says, Agyanam tamasa phalam. Action done in mode of passion result in misery. Now let us see this how it is. So this sukha and dukkha is fixed in our life. But still, we want by our hard endeavor, hard work, we can enjoy more and more. But what happened? Our prana, our energy, and time get waste, which is meant for jivasya tattva jignasa. We lose that chance. Let us see what Krishna says. What kind of birth they take is Madhya Tishtanti Rajasa. Those who are in mode of passion, they live on earthly planets. Now, next is Satoguna. We'll cover this. Bhagavad Gita says what Krishna says: Sarvada Dwareshu Dehismin Prakasha Upajayate Janma Yada Tada Vidya Vivardham Sattvam Iti Gita. A manifestation of mode of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of body are illuminated by knowledge. All the gates are illuminated by knowledge. What are the symptoms? It is pure, honest, one will be honest, well organized, disciplined, peaceful and satisfied, interested in spiritual knowledge. That is the symptoms of Satoguna. What is the food which is meant for Satoguna? Ayu Sattva Balarogya Sukha Priti Vivardhana Rasaya Snigdha Sthira Hridaya Ahara Satvika Priha. Food dear to those in mode of goodness, increase the duration of life, purify one's existence, give strength, bala, health, arogya, happiness, and satisfaction. Such food are juicy, fatty, wholesome, and pleasing to the heart. That food which meant to give all these things is the food in Satoguna. And such place, like temples and all, help us to get in Satoguna. And what Krishna further says, Satvat Sanjayate Jnanam. From the mode of goodness, real knowledge develops. Knowledge about our existence. All this knowledge will develop from Satoguna. Now, what Krishna is telling, Uddham Gachanti Satvastha. Sattva people, those who are situated, they will go to higher planetary systems. Those situated in mode of goodness gradually go upward to the highest planetary system. So, which one is best is? All these modes are like ropes, they binds. None of them is best. We'll understand further when we read in Bhagavad Gita how we have to transcend, we have to overcome all these modes, how these modes affect us. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, Gunan etan atitintran dehi deha samudbhavan janma mrityu jara dukher vimuktu tan ashnute. When the embodied being is able to transcend these three modes associated with material body, he can become free from birth, death, old age, and their distress, and can enjoy nectar even in this life. He can enjoy nectar. What is the purpose of existence? Krishna came to come out of this existence, material existence, which is incompatible situation. How can one can come? By transcending all these three modes. Here Krishna is telling, by transcending these three modes. How to do that? That further Krishna says, Mamchayovya vicharena bhakti yogena sevate saguna samiti tyani brahma bhuyaya kalpate. When one is situated on our Brahma Bhuta platform, he can transcend all these modes. What is translation? One who engages in devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances. He is not failing, he is doing it with all determination. At once transcends the mode of material nature and thus come to the level of Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. So here it ends. With this, we'll end today's session. If anyone of you has any question or anything to share, please share or please feel
Yeah,
free
Hare,
to
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare
Hare
Krishna Prabhu. Can you explain once again that symptoms of Rajaguna? You said work is worship. The symptoms, I couldn't understand that part. Can you please explain that?
Yeah. I'll open up that one first.
Why is work is worship is considered as Rajaguna?
Yes, Mataji. So, just a second. My screen is visible. So here, symptom of his work is worship. We just now in the beginning of the session we discussed. No, many people they say, my work, what I do, is the real worship. Either it is sanctioned by the Lord or it is not sanctioned by the Lord. Doesn't matter. Whatever work I am doing is worship. That kind of work, this Rajaguna, people who are situated in Rajaguna, they claim work is worship. That kind of work. Suppose somebody, I met one person recently last week. He is a good situated in nice post. So he is very busy nowadays. Earlier he used to practice very nicely, chanting, everything he used to do. Now he got very busy. So he told Prabhuji, I'm busy in Karma Yoga. And this is what is my worship. I cannot do this bhakti currently. Please forgive me. I cannot do chanting, nothing I can do. This work, what I am doing, is the worship. This is Karma Yoga I have to do. So what happens? We misunderstand. Whatever work we think this work is worship, this work is Karma Yoga. But first of all, we should see Satoguna people, what they will do. They will see whether it is sanctioned by the Lord or not. भगवान के द्वारा सैंक्शन है नहीं है, भगवान ने बोला ही नहीं बोला, भगवान के लिए हम ये कार्य बोल रहे हैं कि भगवान के लिए, बट भगवान ने बोला ही नहीं बोला, it is for the Lord or not. So that is what one should see. Whereas Rajoguna people, they don't see this. They simply say work is worship, and what work I am doing is the worship. So that is the thing. Hope it is clear to you, Mataji.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. But I would like to know, because I know it's a little bit confusion for me, because when I start doing the work without expecting results, I keep doing, and I consider that as work as worship. So can I think that is good or not, Prabhu? I can't understand. Still, I can't understand that, Prabhu.
It's very difficult to understand this thing, this aspect, especially karma aspect. So the thing is, first we have to see what work is meant for the Lord. One is work for the Lord that we are doing, भगवान के लिए कोई कार्य. Another is work which is sanctioned by the Lord. There are two kinds of work. One is sanctioned by the Lord. One is directly for the Lord. The work which is sanctioned by the Lord, just like Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter, you will read that Krishi Goraksha Vanijyam is the work for Vaishya. Krishi Goraksha means agriculture and this protection of the cows is the work for Vaishya. Now all the work related to that is sanctioned by the Lord. There are similarly other works also which are sanctioned by the Lord and prescribed method is there. So all this is different. This work is so complicated. This karma is so complicated to understand. All work cannot be expected as a work is worship. Particular work only we have to. What kind of particular work? Which is sanctioned by the Lord or which is meant for the Lord. So these two work is only meant as a worship. So these, as when we gradually progress in these sessions, Bhagavad Gita, we'll understand what kind of work it is.
Okay,
And
okay, Prabhu.
and
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you,
we
Prabhu.
can keep separate session also, one session especially for karma, for
Yes,
this
Prabhu.
work.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Because this is so detailed actually, very complex to understand this thing. Initially, I also, when I read first time Bhagavad Gita, got completely confused. What is this? Krishna is telling sometime this. Arjuna got confused. He is telling work is better or renunciation of work is better. He got confused. So all this work or karma is very complicated. That's what Krishna says. Come out of this karma bandhana. Come out of this karma bandhana. And Krishna explains there are three kinds of karma. All that we'll understand in detail. We'll end here. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.
Great session, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.